We're back with another edition of Fight Night Thoughts by Watch the Ops, Cadet Legal show that identifies and explores business opportunities and helps you optimize your operations in order to benefit. Watch the Ops. In just a few minutes, the second pay-per-view, well, not pay-per-view, numbered card, and that's important, of the Paramount era of the UFC kicks off. The fights last week were solid, so I'm excited for today, but I'm also excited to continue to unpack the business behind this new Paramount relationship. Last week, we discussed how the $7.7 billion deal is reshaping how the UFC delivers its product, these big fights. As we mentioned, not everyone is benefiting from this influx of capital, this Paramount money, equally. Justin Gaethje, the headliner from last week, who just regained his interim lightweight title, congrats to Justin. It was a great fight and shows he still has a lot in the tank, and that Paddy Pimblett, while he's tough as nails, still has some work to do on his game, including his offensive wrestling. But Gaethje, despite his triumphant moment, it was a bit overshadowed by his comments on fighter pay and how his contract wasn't shifting a dime under the Paramount deal. The UFC did announce that they were increasing the performance bonuses, but note that is a special one-time performance bonus that goes to some fighters. It's not a structural change in the contracts for all fighters. So let's not get distracted by that improvement. And that's important because it shows us a lesson that applies to business transactions in general, whether it's a full merger or acquisition, or even a significant licensing or branding transaction like this, where a lot of capital moves. You have to look at the effects on all stakeholders, not just on stockholders or shareholders who hold equity in the business, not just on the executives like the Dana Whites of the world. You also have to look at the other stakeholders who have an interest in how the business runs and performs. So that includes your employees or independent contractors in the case of fighters, but it also includes customers. This week, we're focusing on that last group, the customers, us, the crazy, die-hard, obsessed fight fans who watch from the early prelims all the way through the post-fight after the main card, as well as the newbies, the casuals, as us diehards like to call them pretentiously. And in my opinion, and also the reactions I'm seeing across the internet, I think that it's a mixed bag, right? We have some real improvements, including that the barriers to entry, the cost of watching fights has gone down. You don't have to pay for a pay-per-view. You can tune in with a regular Paramount Plus subscription, which means you're also getting a lot of new customers or customers who were pushed away because of the price. So that's a good thing. It also seems like some of the technical issues of the ESPN platform, as well as the actual video definition, the HD of the fights, has improved. But there are also downsides. And one of the biggest complaints has been, one, how long the card took, because there were a lot of ads and there was a lot of B-roll and promo videos and Travis Barker. But also, there are a lot more commercials even during the main card. One thing I personally loved with UFC pay-per-views on ESPN was that during the co-main and main, they did not give you commercials between rounds. That matters for your experience because that time between rounds, you get insights into the corner, into the strategy of the fighters, into their emotional state. To be fair, and as Dana White pointed out, they're not doing the pay-per-view model. So, of course, Paramount has to make money. They have to recoup their investment somehow. But this change in the delivery of the product, it is an operational issue, and it does affect a significant stakeholder, us, the customers. So the takeaway is, in any business, not just in sports and entertainment, but yes, especially in consumer focused spaces like sports and entertainment, when you're going through a big transaction, you can't afford not to watch the ops. That means not just identifying the business opportunity, but also thinking about how it will affect your operations, how it will affect the stakeholders who make your operations go, and how it'll affect delivery of your product to another important stakeholder, your customers. Speaking of the fights, tonight we have Alexander Volkanovski, who just reclaimed his lightweight throne, taking on Diego Lopez for the second time. Although Volk is a legend and one of the most skilled fighters I've ever seen, I have Diego this time because he's surging at the right time. And I also think he's going to take those hard lessons from the last fight with Volk, and he's going to be able to get a stoppage late in the fight. I'm going to say the fourth or fifth round. Anyway, everyone, enjoy the fights. I also will be releasing a quick post on the Shakur Stevenson Teofimo Lopez fight. I don't just like MMA, I love boxing too. So stay tuned. Enjoy the fights.